All right, Glenn said we are ready. I'm going to go ahead and click start match. Here we go. 10-second countdown for the players. And then we go into 3-minute prep time. So for the new viewers here, we have 3-minute prep time for the players. They're allowed to look at the board. They're allowed to look at the classes and kind of feel out on what they want to start with here. So right now, center square is imbued sword keys. That's not too bad. That's pretty rushable, I would say. That's not too shabby. You have to kill Red Wolf for that. But we do have some early squares here. A Geel, for example, +0. That's a pretty rushable square. A Grafted Scion, finally. That's our second Grafted Scion of the season.
Okay.
So not too bad.
Watch Dogs is pretty rushable.
Not bad. Right? That's pretty good too. I also think we have Moog here, by the way, too. So we have a little bit of late game. It's an interesting board. Like a little bit early game, a little bit late game, you know?
Yeah. We got Godric with Nefeli Lu. That's an easy rushable one.
Yep.
Memory Stones. Memory Stones, you have to be Red Wolf, or you could, I guess. So that'd be a good one, right? If they choose to do Imbued Sword Key.
I mean, even then, it looks like that Raya Lucaria is actually really, really good because you have Memory Stones, but you also have Imbued Sword Keys. So you have to kill Red Wolf anyways to get to that Imbued Sword Key and Raya Lucaria. So that's already a pretty powerful combo to like kind of force this column 3 if you wanted to, but you do have Moog Sewer, which kind of, you know, makes it less cool. But we also have Kill a Boss while on Torrent here, which is also a corner square, so this might be also rushed by one of the players, which will be very interesting to see.
Did you say it's a corner square?
Yeah, it's an inner corner square. So you have the outer corner squares and the inner corner squares. Those are like some of the most valuable squares when it comes to bingo.
Okay.
Center, corner are like the 3 like best squares that you can go for. Everything else is kind of filler, is what we want to like pretty much say.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, looks like some of the players are going through the classes here too. Looks like Catalyst is going for Jarhead here with the broadsword. Potentially. That's cool.
What's that? So that weapon on that he's holding also, that's the little trumpet weapon, right? The little snowman guys, yeah.
That might be the bastard sword, actually.
Do you think he'll be using that one, or is that just
It's probably just an extra.
Just an unequip it as soon as the game starts.
Yeah, it's probably just an extra. It's not the greatest. The Envoy Longhorn is like the best horn, I believe. It's the middle one. I actually did a any percent run, I think, this week with it.
I was gonna say I remember seeing someone do a run with that, and it kind of wasn't that bad though.
It was good. It was really good, actually. I was very impressed. It was a very strong weapon.
A stylish victory if someone won with that.
Yeah. Okay, actually, they are checking the rest of the classes here. We do have Spite Club. That's not bad. It is a bleed weapon, very usable early on. And I think they have the stats for it, too, because I think you need 10 strength to wield the Spike Club, and you have 9. So if you're just two-handed, bada bing, bada boom, it is wieldable. For people that don't know, by the way, strength weapons, if you are missing a strength stat for a weapon, you can two-hand it, and it basically 1.5 multiplies your strength stat. So if you have a weapon that needs 16 strength, and you only have 10 strength, that is 15, so you need an extra level to actually wield that. But if you had 12 strength, half of that is 6. 12 plus 6 is 18. You would have enough strength at that point to two-hand it, and then math, you know. And the match started!
Okay, let's go.
Let's see. MPT still on the character select screen
maybe
here.
Should we?
Let me refresh
his
the
timer. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There we go. So they did pick the same class then. Okay, is that common for them for both players to pick the same class?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes there are classes that are kind of no-brainers, I like to call them, because they're both wieldable from the very beginning. And as we can see, by the way, that Spike Club is wieldable straight up. Both of them skipping Grafted Scion, though. Like, this season is so interesting. Like, as soon as you take away Samurai, where it's a scripted kill for Grafted, no one wants to do it. No, everyone's just like, hey, I don't want to get close to that thing. It destroys me. So let's just go ahead and skip it. Let's go for maybe a Geel instead, or let's go for Torrent kill.
Yeah, I will say though, as like when you're actually playing these games, like something that I really struggled with was the mind games that are part of bingo. Yeah. It is really a lot worse than you expect if you're just a viewer. You're wondering constantly. It's like it feels like rock paper scissors. Like, oh, I think he's gonna do this, so I'm gonna skip this. Oh, but he's gonna know that I skipped it, and then so maybe I should actually do it. But then you know what I mean? Yeah. So these are two strong players, so I wonder if they're both thinking things like that, or maybe they're just not comfortable with Grafted Scion. I don't know.
There hasn't been a lot of grafted scion practice from what I've seen personally. I like to like chip in and lurk a little bit to see what people are up to, and I don't see a lot of grafted scion. So I'm assuming people just aren't practicing it, which is fine. It is a pretty early square. It doesn't really, for the most time, really matter much anyways. And especially if you're going for imbued sword keys in this case. Which is the center square. The last one is at the 4 Tower of the Belfries, which is where you take the teleporter to graft it anyways. So you can just go grab that last imbued sword key, mark that square, teleport right to grafted scion, then kill him there instead. Kind of like a nice 2-for-1 deal in that case. But yeah, both of them bunny hopping here. Both, I think, to the same grace here, which is near Bach, that Bach grace.
Yeah, very interesting. So we don't have any friendly NPCs on here, do we?
No friendly NPCs.
So what do you think they're gonna go for first? Surely a Gil?
I think so. Or honestly, to be honest, a boss on Torrent would be also kind of reasonable. That is a corner square, and they're pretty near Pumpkinhead, who's also bleedable. So they could just go in there, get on their horse, and start swinging with R1s on that Pumpkinhead, and that's going to be a pretty easy pickup too.
Right. What about a Torrent and a Gil mixed situation?
You could.
A combo. I think that surely one of them will do it.
It's a little tough. I think a Gil on Torrent is 100% doable. It is just a little tough with how evasive, for how big a dragon is. That thing is evasive sometimes. So trying to keep up with it and get your hits in is definitely not an easy task, but it's still like a good one for sure.
Right, it's a risk, but if you pull it off, it's so worth it. With that's just 2 in the same column, And
in this case, to be fair, you could do Torrent a Gil, and even if you lose the Torrent square to Pumpkinhead, you're still on a Gil, so you could still kind of make up for it by getting the other square. So it's kind of like a insurance policy, pretty much. And it looks like that. Yeah, it looks like NPT is going for a horseback Gil here, not going for a horseback Pumpkinhead.
Okay, let's see.
And Catalyst going for that Pumpkinhead. So yeah, exactly what we're talking about. Someone's going for the insurance policy.
So I feel like it's likely that Kata might get this just because Pumpkinhead would be an easier fight for the Torrent at least.
Well, Catalyst, NPT did get off his horse actually, so
he's just
he's just not gonna do it. He's gonna just stay on his own 2 feet, which I do think is honestly the better move, just better damage, and he can get those headshots in and potentially get a stagger as well.
Honestly, smart move, I think.
Yeah. Nice stagger already by NPT here. He is stuck in the head there. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay,
a little bit of a riposte. Should be a bleed. Oh,
okay.
Not yet.
All right, and Cat is also looking pretty good with his fight.
Oh, got the stagger here on Pumpkin. Very nice. Should get a bleed here soon. There's the bleed. One more R1 should do it. There it is. Catalyst with a Torrent only kill on Pumpkin. Very, very nice.
Nice, dude.
There's a bleed proc here for NPT as well on a Gil. I think one more jumping R2 on the head should do it for a stagger. He does miss 2 of them, though. There it is, the stagger. Here we go. Maybe a couple R1s. Going for R2s here instead. That's good, too. And riposte. Nice. Pretty close. You'll have this square then. So that's really nice. So they both have a corner square in this case. And NPT already blocking column 2 as well for Catalyst in this case too.
Okay.
And Catalyst
so
already
under. Oh,
sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Not that.
No, you're good. You're good. No worries.
Yeah, I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder if they were happy that I sniped it from him, and then they're like, oh well, he wasn't even working on that, so never mind.
Yeah, well, I think they're both going actually for the same thing now. Catalyst going to Celia Tunnel, and also now NPT going to Celia Tunnel. I think they're both possibly rushing imbued sword keys here.
So just remind me, what is the imbued sword key at Celia?
That's the one that you have to activate one of the towers, and then there's like
the one in the bottom.
Yeah, there's like an invisible sorcerer right in front of the chest. He's just hanging out there, waiting to spiral shard your forehead, and then he's like, "Oh great, I'm dead."
So they might get this one, and then the one in after Red Wolf, and then the one by Grafted Scion.
Yeah.
You can assume.
Are
there any other ones that are convenient to get or anything?
I don't believe so. I think those are actually even the only 3 that you can get early on, to my understanding. But honestly, I haven't done a lot of research on imbued sword keys in a hot minute, so I don't know.
Okay, none of those are too bad. So
yeah. And looks like that Catalyst is going straight for possibly that Ravine, grabbing Somber 5, or he's just going straight for... Is there Millicent on the board?
Millicent is on the board, yeah.
Okay, so he's going for the Millicent cheese here.
Okay.
He's going to go ahead and aggro Millicent and then try to have her run into one of the geysers there.
Oh, there's a baboosh for Millicent.
There is now.
Okay.
Yeah. People are trying to figure some stuff out. So I think we've had Millicent baboosh, I think, twice already this season.
Okay.
So we'll see. I think, both of them are literally going for the same thing. The interesting thing is that NPT sat down first to get rid of that that teleport debuff.
Good. That's a good idea.
The only thing is that it might cost him the square here because Catalyst just skipped that, and he'll just get that afterwards after getting Millicent. And we see here it did get invaded already, and it's just prepping to have her walk through a baboosh.
It's always a hard choice though whether it's worth it to sit or not, because if you die, like it sucks so bad. But yeah, I mean the square could get sniped.
Yeah, there's
so
one
I don't
baboosh.
know. Oh wow, very strong.
And she's gonna run into the second one here too, and oh, she does jump over or roll through it.
Oh no.
Something he wasn't prepped for. He is Scarlet Rotted now at this point as well, so he's got to be a little careful here not to forget about healing. Oh, this should definitely kill her here though. Boom! There we go. Baboosh for Catalyst.
Okay.
Oh, she's still alive though.
Oh no, the one.
There we go. There we go. Catalyst.
Oh, he got her. Okay.
Yeah, it just popped. I think she healed, but then she got babooshed again.
Yeah. I think I'm a little delayed here. Let me just refresh.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Very
Very nice.
So Kata gets that one. And then I wonder, is NPT... I wonder if he'll go for the imbued sword keys now.
I think definitely Catalyst is going for that. He's going to grab the good old rot dog with a rot. Gonna grab that Ash of War. I'm not sure. I think it's just because he has it. Just so you can...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, there is a Spirit Ash only boss, so... Square, I mean.
That. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a smart idea to grab that.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it.
I wonder if NPT is thinking, okay, I know Kat is over here. I know he's a little bit ahead of me. Should I just change my path? I wonder if that's something that went through his mind or if he was going to come here anyway.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but it looks like Catalyst is definitely going to be forcing, I think, imbued sword keys. And I think that's a good idea. The center square is the most important square on any bingo board. And it's pretty easy to pick up. Looks like NPT is going to be possibly going for the Godric versus Nefeli Lu, or with Nefeli Lu square. That way he can block the diagonal. I think that's a good move on his part.
That's a good one, yeah.
Oh, Catalyst does get sniped off.
But he did grab the Grace, right?
There's a Stake of America too, but yeah, there's a Grace,
okay.
I believe.
Okay, cool.
So he should be fine regardless. Just a little bit of time loss in that case.
Oh, Celia.
Yeah, I think Celia is probably one of the most annoying areas because you can't see anyone and they just get blasted from every which way. Pretty fun. NPT actually going to Liurnia, not going to Margit. So he might be still forcing imbued sword keys in this case, but going for Red Wolf.
I wonder if he'll grab a sorcery from Tops, maybe? If that's appealing at all, that square.
Probably later on, yeah. The only problem with, I shouldn't say problem, but the only thing with sorceries now is that they're randomized, and so they keep their original price as well. And with those spells being randomized, some spells are like cost a fortune to buy. So like a lot of players have been holding off until they have excess money that they can just spend on sorceries. That seems to be more of a mid to late game square nowadays.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, Catalyst here grabbing his first imbued sword key.
Did he grab that? Did he end up grabbing that?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he clicked Y so fast it didn't pop up on the main screen, but you can see it on the bottom right there. And does die though, gets stabbed into Blib Blab right away from good old Burger King.
Yeah, the Burger King guys, they're crazy. They're insane.
They're aggressive. They're so aggressive.
Yeah. Okay, so MPT did skip the Tops church, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's going straight for that Red Wolf from what it looks like.
Yeah, understandable.
I think it's going to be a little interesting doing Red Wolf with a spiked club +0 because we already saw on Nagil that wasn't a lot of damage, and this is a Liurnia boss at this point in time. I mean, Red Wolf is not as tanky as Nagil, but I don't know. It just seems like a very I don't know, not necessarily risky, I guess, but it is a little tougher if you don't have a lot of damage to deal with Red Wolf.
Red Wolf can be a hard fight. It
Yeah.
is crazy. It can be a hard fight if you have low HP and if you have low damage output. It is like, it feels like it should be easy. I always say this about the dogs and wolves and FromSoft. You think that they would be easy. It's like a joke boss, but like ends up being so hard if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. These gamers are gamers though, so maybe they don't have that opinion, but I guess we'll see.
I think
they do lead though, so
yeah. I think when I first picked up or played Elden Ring and I got to Red Wolf, it was probably one of the most infuriating fights. I think for the longest time I did not like Red Wolf the most out of all the bosses in Elden Ring. Until you learn the moveset, and then you're like, yo, this is actually not that bad. But like, I think that's like with a lot of bosses, you learn the moveset, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? It's okay. It's not that bad. I could do this again, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Red Wolf's got some weird delays and stuff, so if you don't know it, it's hard to predict. Like predict roll and stuff like that. So I assume both of these guys know it pretty well. He doesn't have like that many moves, so I mean it's not that hard, but it can definitely catch you.
Yeah.
Which would just suck.
No, 100%. I think the other boss that I had a hard time with was Falling Star Beast for a long time, which a lot of people do. Falling Star Beast sucks. But now I'm like, I cracked the code. So I'm like, actually, I like this fight. This is pretty fun. It's not too bad. It's pretty predictable.
Yeah. My first playthrough was with the Reduvia, and so I beat every boss with the Reduvia except the Falling Star Beast. I couldn't do it. It was too hard.
Did you switch to a different weapon or you just like abandoned it?
I abandoned it, but I'm pretty sure I came back with the Bloodhound Fang. Reliable.
Yeah. That's definitely a little bit more reliable.
Yeah. Which did hurt me in a bingo. I think I lost a bingo match because of that. It was the last square of the Falling Star Beast. But yeah, I mean, once you learn it, it's really not so hard, especially if you can stagger him.
Yeah.
And then once you learn the boss, you're like, how did I ever struggle on this?
Yeah, pretty much. But I think that's like the beauty of FromSoft is like having complex bosses and then cracking the code and then being like, kind of like a mini achievement of understanding the moveset.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder what Cat is up to here. He's, I assume, on this same path as MPT, but obviously a little bit behind. And so for the kill 3 Watchdog square, so if you do the double Watchdogs, that counts as 2?
Yes, because the square says just kill 3 Watchdogs, not kill 3 Watchdog bosses. That separates that whole category. So if there's a square that says kill an Omen Killer boss, if there was a duo Omen Killer boss, it would only count as 1. But if it just says kill an Omen Killer or kill 2 Omen Killers, and there's a duo fight, both of them would count in that case.
Okay.
So yeah, for the Watchdogs, if you do the duo Watchdogs in Caelid, that would be 2 Watchdogs for that square. And you can get Crystal Darts, by the way, in Raya Lucaria. There are 2 different sections where you can grab Crystal Darts, which makes that duo fight in Caelid way easier than it normally is, because 4 Crystal Darts will turn one of the Watchdogs to your helper, pretty much as like a charm in that case, and they'll start attacking the other Watchdog, and that way you can clear that boss fight very quickly.
So I'm just looking here. So MPT did go out of his way to grab that Somber Stone, which when I was playing, I always wondered, is it worth it to go around and grab that? Because obviously you can buy it, but money isn't very easy to come by if you're not killing a lot of bosses in these games. And so I wonder if he just did that for that reason. And the follow-up question to that is, in these randos, do people do Grayola or the Nightcap cheese very often?
Nightcap cheese way more. Grail only if there is like a level 60 square. Then it's like a last resort type situation where like, okay, well, I have to get levels now because that's a square. So let me go ahead and kill Grail with maybe even a golden foul foot. And when it comes to the Somber Stones, I definitely think so, especially for bingo. If you know Somber Stone pickups, it can be a huge difference because Somber 3 and Somber 4, that's 10,000 smackaroonies right there. Right. That's a lot of money you could use for levels. That's a lot of money you could use for upgrades, buying equipment, or even just buying consumables. It's money in this case is actually very, very important for bingo, or buying sorceries, incantations. You need it for a lot of different things. So having to spend it on Somber Stones that you could pick up on the way anyways if you just route properly is a huge bonus.
All right, MPT is coming up on Red Wolf. I'm excited. Let's see what he does. So he just is that magic that he just put on it?
Yeah, magic grease.
Is magic strong against Red Wolf? I would assume
Not
he's
really.
resistant. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty resistant, but it is still bonus. Bonus damage is bonus damage. You're not really going to
Right.
use it probably anywhere else, but it's still worth it to at least make it the fight a little bit easier.
Okay.
So Charizard 2s aren't too bad. 113.
Yeah, it's definitely doable.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, and he might even get a stagger in this fight, which will be pretty useful.
What I will say, when I was watching MPT play his last match, he is fast and he makes few mistakes. So like he's good. So
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he didn't just get this.
Yeah, he does practice a lot. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever check out his streams. He does a lot of solo bingo practice, just practicing
Yeah.
squares, strategies, anything of the sorts, which is crazy. And there is
Very
a stagger.
clean with it. So this Red Wolf riposte is really hard to get. I thought it was impossible, to be honest, but I guess it's not.
Yeah, so I believe Chris mentioned last week, if you want to try and riposte Red Wolf, when you do have that stagger animation happen, back off a little bit from the head. You want to take like 2 back steps and then hit the R1, because if you're right next to that that right or left shoulder of the dog, you'll just hit it. You won't actually register with the riposte hitbox there.
Okay.
And there you go, Red Wolf there for NPT. Very huge
Okay,
move.
nice. So he's got his first, no, I guess he didn't get the sword key, but he did get the memory stone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, he did get
Okay.
the memory stone there from Red Wolf here. And now he's going straight to, I believe, Celia Town to grab that other imbued sword key. So he's prepping imbued sword keys as well. But Catalyst now is also going into Raya Lucaria. So this will be another race.
Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. I'm curious why MPT didn't get that imbued sword key first when he was already here. Maybe you just didn't think about it in the moment, or is there any reason?
I'm not
you
sure.
think?
It might be another one of those insurance policy type things where if you go for, a torrent with a +0 weapon on a Geel, just to make sure you can get one of them. In this case, you already have a memory stone, so even if you lose sword keys, you already have a memory stone progress kind of a thing. That might be it, but otherwise, I don't know. Some people just prefer different combinations of routing.
I wonder if there's any factor of, oh, this is one less teleport, let me just do it later. I wonder if they think that hard into this.
They probably do, and that might be the case. And Catalyst doing the good old Raya Lucaria skip, not grabbing the Sombra 3 this time. So we'll have a little bit of a deficit on cash here for Catalyst.
Well, Kat is already low on money. If I remember, he died and didn't pick up his runes. Is that right?
That's a good question. He died, and I looked away, if I'm being honest. So I don't know.
I think he didn't pick up his runes, which that's why it looks like he has way more money than NPT does. I mean, to be fair, NPT beat the boss.
Yeah.
He did pick them up? Okay, he did.
I believe Red Wolf gives 12,000 runes. So if you take that away, 17,000 prior to that, which I'm not sure where he got that from, but probably just from like runes or something.
Yeah, okay. MPT with that Celia skip that is new. I've never tried that. I wonder if it's a tough one to pull off, but that looked very clean.
It's annoying. It's very annoying.
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's very slippery. Like the horse for some reason has a really hard time to like stay on the branch. So you either just take your time and move very slowly to make sure you get up there, or you are a speedrunner and you just naturally do it in your sleep.
Yeah, that looked easy. I feel like I can do that now, first try. So
yeah.
Good for him.
Catalyst going here to Red Wolf, by the way, and then I believe right after Red Wolf, I think he's going to go straight to the imbued sword key in Raya Lucaria, and then go straight to Tower of the Belfries.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but this doesn't feel like a somber weapon.
Spike Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a smithing weapon.
Okay, so they are just saving up for when they find one.
Yeah, exactly. They're kind of prepping while they're completing squares, which is definitely the best way of going about bingo in this case.
Very smart, yeah.
And they're probably going to be checking the Twin Maidens at some point here for weapons, because the Twin Maidens will have, I believe, 8 weapon checks for the randomizer. So it might have a good chance of having a solid weapon in that store.
And those weapons could be. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You're good.
Oh, so kind of did miss the riposte there. Unfortunate.
Yeah, booped him in the head instead and cancel it out. Red Wolf and Renala, I don't know if there's any other bosses that if they stagger and you don't take the riposte, the next hit will just like knock them to the side and they're out of it. You can't have a second chance at that riposte.
Godskin Noble, is it as well?
Nope.
No?
You can keep hitting them in the face.
Okay.
But their recovery is a little bit faster though.
Okay. I was gonna ask, so the weapon checks at the Twin Maidens, are those just every single weapon could be there?
Yeah. Correct. Okay. So all the merchants have just a full randomization of weapons, but then the weapons in the overworld, so boss drops and just item drops in general, those are weapon specific, weapon type specific. So if you normally get like a halberd in Liurnia where the ghost giant is or ghost troll is, it will be a random halberd. It won't always be the Lucerne as it normally is. Okay,
so Kata here he's on his way to his second imbued sword key, and MPT is on his way to his third one. And so that's just gonna suck for Kat. A lot of time wasted with grabbing those, and especially with that death that he got grabbing the other one.
Yeah, really I'm surprised that MPT got the other imbued sword key so much faster.
Yeah, I thought he would go for the grafted sign, but I mean, I guess why would he get that when he might as well just secure this square first? But he did get the grace, so he has incredible prep here.
And Catalyst having a good strategy here to deal with these marionettes, by the way. They are a little frustrating to deal with when you're trying to climb this ladder. That bow one that he just backstabbed will blast you constantly while you're trying to climb that ladder. So if you hit the marionettes, they do like hot wire or short circuit, whatever the term is. They'll freak out pretty much, and the bow will just start shooting everywhere instead of aiming directly at you, so you can climb the ladder in peace rather than being shot down.
Yep.
Yeah.
I usually quit out there. I wonder if there's a reason why you shouldn't quit out there. I guess they'll still aggro on you, so
just faster, I guess, too.
Yeah.
If you don't quit out, you just go for a quick backstab instead. Yeah, this would be his second. I'm assuming he's going to be porting out. He's not porting out, actually. He's going to be going for Tops's key here, and he sees now that NPT grabbed that imbued sword key center square.
It hurts.
That's huge. That is huge. Pretty much with that square, NPT just blocked every single bingo that Callus currently had, which is the diagonal, and which was row 3 in column 2. The only one that's currently open right now for Callus is row 2.
Yeah, so he's now thinking, okay, what do I do next? Because that sucks.
Yeah. This
it hurts.
That's the painful thing about bingo, and also depending on your play style, it can be more painful. For example, if you have like my play style is I prep a lot, and then I try to like shotgun squares back to back. So I have like a whole line figured out, and then I'll prep all of them, and then I'll just like complete them back to back to like kind of pressure the other player a little bit more. But if one of those gets blocked, I'm just like, okay, well, God, I just did all this prep, but it's already gone. My whole line's gone. Like, what do I do now?
Can we get some refreshes, by the way?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, Catalyst is frozen here. I wonder why he's frozen.
But one thing that I will point out, so for the viewers who don't really think that hard about bingo, one thing I will point out as someone who played and who wasn't a speedrunner, something that really, really matters is like knowing shortcuts or really knowing the map. So something that I struggled with that I don't really see many players struggling with now is like I only knew how to get to a Geel from Gatefront, for example, or like I only know how to get the Reduvia from Gatefront kind of thing. Like I can't get there from the other direction. And so, or just like knowing like little shortcuts, like instead of going straight here, kind of go closer, make a tighter line. Stuff like that really, really matters. And that's like when it's fun when you see these players who are so strong, when they when you see them in sync so well, that's just how you know they're both so optimized and they both know the map so well. Which is really great and makes them a really good matchup for stuff like this. And it really, really helps a lot more than you'd expect. So if there's anyone out there practicing bingo, definitely try and learn some more map related stuff or routing and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like there's definitely like some skips even that like save you 10 to 15 seconds, and that could matter. That we've seen that so many times. I believe even on the Divine Tower for Kaled for the Godskin Apostle, we've seen one person do the tree branch skip to skip 2 of the ladders, and the other person doesn't skip it, and then all of a sudden they just take over that actual square by saving themselves 10-15 seconds. They get ahead of the other player and actually snag that away from them. So yeah, it definitely does matter. Yeah, it's really cool to see too when it gets pulled off.
Yeah. So this will be MPT's second memory stone, or
yep, I do believe so. Yep. And this would be, if Callus gets this one next coming up here, this will be his third memory stone. Here he grabbed the one that was at the Erdtree Avatar, the Carla Tower, I believe it's what it's called. So yeah, so this might be actually a race that Callus is going to win, and a bit of a time sink for MPT in this regard, because MPT went out of his way to pop the balloons and get some golden runes, which I believe golden rune 6, which is in my brain I think 5,000 runes per 4,000 runes per golden rune, I believe. So if you have,
I can't fact check that for you, but yeah.
2,000, same thing. But yeah, so that's still a good amount of money.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, these are a nasty time sink. At least like killing Red Wolf was necessary, so that's just a free one. And from what I remember, the Twin Maidens did sell a memory stone. Do they still? Or is that random? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a weapon, it's not a spell, so the memory stones does stay the same in the randomizer, so they should be able to buy that last memory stone from the twins.
So Kata looks like he will be doing that. Oh, no, he's not.
Yep, he's going to be sitting down here, I believe, and he should be... Yep, Melina's going to show up.
Cool.
Be like, hey, I know of a cool place where other people hang out. You want to come and hang out too? So... and they go and buy the memory stone.
This is another cool thing. When things are so optimized, you plan out when Melina talks to you. It's great.
It's definitely weird when I think we've had this twice now this season too, where people get to the capital and then the door is still closed and they're like, hey, I have 2 great runes, let me into the capital. It's like, well, you haven't talked to Melina yet, you've skipped her this whole damn time. We're an hour and 20 minutes into the match and you haven't been even to the round table yet. And then she shows up like, hey, by the way, you know when you showed up, you're supposed to come talk to me. Well, here I am. Let me open the door.
So here's Kata with his memory stones. He just got that square. MPT looks like he's going to round table. So MPT has 3 now. I didn't see if he got that last one.
I believe he has 3, and this would be technically his 4th. But I'm assuming he's going to be weapon checking now just to see if there's maybe a somber weapon that he would like. There is Golden Halberd. That's not bad at all. He is grabbing the Finger Seal here. And the small shield. And is he going to be grabbing the Golden Halberd? He does grab the Golden Halberd. Okay, that's very interesting.
The Golden Halberd is hard to wield, though, right?
You need a little bit of faith and mostly strength, I want to say. So if you grab the strength tier, which is near the Stormhill Shack, and then just level a bit of faith, you're fine.
Yeah. Looks like he's on his way to get that.
Yeah.
Kat is grabbing some Trina's lilies. Is that useful? And mushrooms. It looks like a sleep pot recipe. Is there anyone who we'd be using that against on this board?
I don't know.
Like, to my knowledge, I've never used against any of these bosses. But I don't know if any of that would be useful. Maybe he's just grabbing it just in case. Oh yeah. If anyone goes for Rykard, yeah, Godskin will be there. That's right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit of a way later prep than I was expecting. But yeah, that definitely would be the main reason I would get sleep pots. He is getting the Omen Killer here, though, which is actually in row 5, column 2. Surprised he's going for this. If
Omen Killer even breathes on him, he'll die with that health.
Yeah. Oh, okay, and there we go.
Breathes, but yeah, there. Oh, God. Not the commentator curse. I'm so sorry.
I'll be.
It's a tough one. He hits hard.
I'll be looking forward to the public Parky apology to Catalyst when he loses the match.
No one tell him. No one tell him.
Looks like that NPT is going straight to EG here and possibly upgrading to +4 the Golden Halberd. That'd be nice.
Okay. Yeah. So he has the 3 already. I don't know.
Sorry.
If he's grabbed the others. Oh, he has all of them, it looked like. Or
Yeah,
did he just really quickly menu that and I didn't see?
No, Catalyst almost fell off the bridge there. It just scared the crap out of me. So he was trying to like he he hopped off of the bridge and hopped back in, and I thought he was gonna fall off for some reason.
Scary.
Um,
So yeah, Omen Killer is a squishy one, and his moveset's not that hard, especially if you kind of follow Capra Demon from Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
But like,
oh, nice bleed.
Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, if he hits you, he's a menace with that.
The nice thing is you can backstab him though too. For how tall he is, it's kind of weird that you can backstab him. But hey,
Yeah, he's not that tall.
he's pretty tall. I mean, compared to the character, he's like
They're like the same height.
not even close. This is like a 8-foot giant compared to like.
Okay, and there's Kata with the with the dub on that one, and that's square nice. So I will say stuff like this. At least now MPT knows kind of where Kata is. I guess he doesn't really know where he'll be going next, but there are some squares that at least he's not doing what I'm doing or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
at the moment, anyways.
Yeah. So MPT is doing some thinking. Where do you think he's headed next?
I would assume going for Godric summoning Nefeli Lu because we don't really have a other Remembrance square. That would make a lot of sense to me personally. It is a corner square. It activates column 1 and row 1 for NPT in this case if he goes for it. But yeah, right now Catalyst just being in the lead for 4-2. Very
nice, very nice. But MPT does have that diagonal lined up. What else is there? The Altus Plateau Heroes Grave.
Yeah,
that's a nasty one. Is there one that you would do that's not that the one that has the Black Knife Assassin in front?
Hell no, I would never do that one. Never in a million years.
That's the one that I would always choose to do. I don't even know another one.
Never in a million years. The reason why is just because it takes so long, and you can screw up so many things in that whole Hero's Grave because you have to get the duelist into the light, and then you have to kill the duelist to even activate the door. And there's like 4 imps that are in that room. There is like a bunch of stuff on the way. There's axes coming from the ceiling. There's so many ways you could die and lose so much time. I'd rather just time sync going to the other Hero's Grave in Mount Gelmir and go for the Red Wolf instead with the chariots. That's a little bit faster. But
I will say this diagonal that MPT has doesn't look super nice at all. I wonder if that's something that he's thinking about.
Maybe, yeah. Having the bottom left to top right diagonal.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing really goes with anything in that one unless there's a boss in Kayla that drops sorceries. I'm not so sure. I guess you do have the double watchdog though, which does that drop sorceries or anything like that?
No, but you could actually, if you wanted to. There's the meteorite staff with rock sling. You can just go there, grab that sorcery if you wanted to. You also have the night comet spell in Celia Town, which I'm surprised no one grabbed. It's a free spell in that case. But yeah, it looks like NPT going for Safer Pumpkin, activating Selen, and I think he might actually be rushing that diagonal here.
Yeah, maybe he is. I am very curious to see his routing on that because none of those are very cohesive to me. So I'm very curious to see what'll happen. I think the nice thing about a diagonal like that, this is what I'm thinking. Correct me if this is incorrect, but a nice thing with going for a diagonal like that is it kind of feels like Kata probably wouldn't like go for that because why would he? So it's a little bit of like, let me just do this. It's my own path, and hopefully it works out for me.
Yeah, kind of. I think this season a lot of diagonals have been happening because they're a little bit harder to identify, I guess. You're mostly looking at rows and columns and synergies in that way. I think we've had 2 diagonal bingos this season so far, if I remember correctly. So they're a little bit harder to just consider, I guess, in that case. But I do believe that Catalyst might have already seen that. He does have Stormhawk Axe, by the way, which I don't know where the hell he got that from. But Stormhawk Axe being a huge weapon, that might give him some nice momentum here to actually.
Yeah, so where was that? The merchant? Because everyone looks like they missed that one.
Yeah, I don't know which merchant, but it must have been the one at the Saints Bridge, but I might be wrong.
Okay, why don't you tell me about that weapon? I'm not very familiar with it.
Stormhawk Axe. So pretty much season 1, it gets drops. Hold up, It gets dropped by Nefeli Lu. Normally, she has 2 of them. And in season 1, Gino used that a lot. It kind of showed us that actually, like, it's a really strong weapon. It's a lightning weapon.
Wait, hold on, my earphones unplugged. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Okay, I'm gonna just go into my settings.
Nah, I'm messing with you. It's all good.
Oh my god, no!
Okay.
I quit.
No.
I don't want this job.
Anyways, so I was gonna say it's massive damage. It's a lightning weapon. It's also an axe. So it's really, really good. It has a really strong Ash of War on top of that. So if you get the Alexander's Jar Shard combined with that early game, it can tear up a lot of bosses very, very quickly. It's a very, very powerful weapon for any bingo match.
And the other thing that I recently learned, call me crazy. I know I used to play professional bingo, but call me crazy. I just recently learned that if you have a lightning weapon in the rain, it's stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you crazy? I never knew that. Surely there's someone else who didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you have an electric weapon in the rain, it does more damage. If you have an arena that is in water, like submerged in water kind of, that also does more damage. But also fire damage is less stronger in water and if it's raining. So that's fun.
It's fun. Losing a match to that kind of RNG would be like the worst. Do you know how much approximately is the damage better?
I don't think it is a major increase.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much it is.
10%?
The weird thing is like that electricity is the only one that gets like a buff when it rains. Like there is no. You would think if they kind of considered that, if there's a fire weapon, like what if there's like the beating sun, like it's really hot outside, would the fire weapon do more damage?
It just burns harder.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, something like that. Anyways, it would be
definitely
cool.
Weird if they're gonna use like elemental impact, to affect stuff. It's weird that they wouldn't go a little farther with it. I agree.
Yeah,
they should have done some snow. Wait, is there snow? I guess there's snow somewhere.
Mountaintops.
Surely.
Yeah.
Does that help ice weapons?
I don't think so. I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Weird.
But yeah, looks like that NPT's prepping actually for late game here. So I think he's actually eyeballing that diagonal.
Yeah. Okay, good for him. Good for him.
He already grabbed the spell scroll that is near Selen. Has Selen active, so he's definitely considering buying sorceries here. He's grabbing the Radigan Sorcerer, and oh my god!
He got 12? Oh my gosh.
Catalyst getting the sorcery block here on NPT now. That is huge.
That is crazy. That was so fast, dude. I don't even know how we did that. We're talking too much, dude.
Nah, it's all good. And this is Road 2 now. Bingo potential for Catalyst here. Godfrey, Gold Spirit, and Crucible Knight duo. Catalyst is not prepped at all for Altus in this case. But NPT, I think, does have at least half the Dectus, if not all of the Dectus. So he could definitely block Goldfrey here. And he's already prepping for Margit into possibly Godric, which would give him capital access, or at least one of those remembrances for capital access. And that's exactly what Catalyst is going for now as well. He's going straight to Margit, going to go for Godric, and then go for Radahn. My play here, or my assumption here anyways, would be going for Godric, get Nefeli loose square, then go actually get Altus access, activate Radahn, kill Radahn, then talk to Jaren, do Crucible Knight duo, and then go to capital, because you don't have to do the Crucible Knight duo until after Radahn if you really wanted to save time.
So that's obviously the strat that everyone's using here, but why would you not go do Crucible duo now just to secure that square?
Because what if, in this case, Catalyst is going for it? You know, you sometimes want to, like, the next best thing isn't always the best thing in bingo, because that means you're racing for that square. So to kind of guarantee, or at least have a better chance of securing the square for a block, you kind of go a step further. You're like, okay, so he needs duo and he needs Godfrey. Godfrey's later than duo, so he was probably rushing duo. So I'm going to go for Godfrey as a long-term goal to block that, to kind of also feel a bit safer about going for that block rather than trying to race him to the next best thing. Those are the kind of mind games that kind of go on and in bingo sometimes.
Yeah, the mind games are crazy. I just feel like the duo, if they're good at it, it would have just blocked that line. But
Yeah.
I mean, they know what they're doing. I'm excited to see how it works out.
And that's the funny thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say Goldfrey's not a hard fight at all, but it just feels like such a long way to get to him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because you have to go through Altus, you have to go through the whole capital, you have to kill DTS. So it is definitely a time sink for sure. But the interesting thing is that they're both going for the same long-term goal now. So if one of them gets blocked now in this case, this is going to be even worse of a time sink for the other player.
Yeah, yep. So I kind of feel like RNG matters so much with Godric because he just has some moves, like that wind move, the one where you just have to back away. It's just like so nasty. So I do. Wait a minute, Kata went to Celia.
Maybe he thinks that he's just going straight for duo instead. Oh, he's prepping actually Altus Axis here. He's going to be doing Celia Town Skip again, I believe.
Ooh.
Grab the golden seed here. Turn around. There we go. Beautiful.
Yeah, interesting.
So he killed Margaret, and he's like, you know what? I'll go ahead and prep Altus Axis first, and then I'll come back, kill Godric, and then go to the capital.
Okay. On the bright side, like, I mean, I guess he'd have to do Godric anyway for the Great Rune, right?
Yeah, for the access, yeah.
Yeah, it would suck to lose that Nefeli square.
I mean, in this case, Catalyst is 5-2. Losing a square, I think, just for a little bit of priority, might not be the worst, for him.
That's true.
And I do think Altus Axis at this point is more important than losing a single square to Godric. It is a dead-end square, too. It doesn't really progress anything else on the board. It's just nice to have. Surprisingly, no one's gone for Grafted Scion, which they both have access to. I think partially when NPT marked it, Catalyst assumed that he would just go ahead and take the teleporter right afterwards anyway, so he didn't go for it. And then NPT, I'm assuming, just holding on to that square for as long as he can, so he can just do other things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So he's grabbing the Dectus half here.
Yeah, he's grabbing Dectus half, maybe Radigan Sorcerer, because that Radigan Sorcerer is going to help a lot for the Stormhawk Axe. It is a mostly strength weapon, I believe.
And he doesn't have the other half, though, right?
No, not yet. I don't think he's gotten Fort Height yet.
Does MPT have it? Do you remember?
I don't think so. They both have the Kaled one, for sure.
Okay.
And there's Nefeli Lu, by the way, with her double Stormhawk Axe action.
Oh, Nefeli Lu. She doesn't know how to dodge roll ever.
I do believe if MPT would have waited a little bit, he can actually buff Nefeli Lu with Golden Halberd here.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That would have been, I think, a really cool move if he would have done that to make sure that they both deal more damage to make this fight a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's all right.
MPT apparently already has full Dectus.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, he did buffer that time, though. Very nice. So he should get a stagger here on the second R2. Boom. Nope, never mind. Okay. I was wrong.
It's a very, very nice Godric fight so far.
Yeah, very quick for sure. Very, very quick. Just got to be careful here. There we go. Nice stagger. That's definitely a death here on Godric. There we go. That's
beautiful teamwork. Let's go.
Very, very nice.
Waiting for this long monologue that Godric always has to let everyone know.
To a home bathed in rays of gold.
All right, there you go. Good.
Thank you.
He grabs that. Kata sees it. He doesn't look extremely concerned.
Yeah, because I think Altus Access is way more just important. So like I mentioned,
I'm sure he assumed.
Yeah.
Too.
Especially because MPT hasn't marked anything on the board in a while, so he probably was assuming like, oh, he was prepping for that anyways, so like I wasn't gonna make it.
Oh, it's a really nice feeling in bingo too, is when you know what the other person is doing and they actually do that.
Yeah,
you're like, perfect. I got him right where I want him.
Yeah, like okay, I think it's gonna go for that, and then like 2 minutes later, it actually happens. Like, oh, damn right. All right, cool. I've been prepping correctly.
Yep. So Kata looks like he's on his way to get the other half, and we can assume that right after this, he'll be on his way to. Wait a minute. So Kata doesn't have a great rune.
Nope.
He gets the Dectus half. he's gonna what? You think he's gonna go to Altis first and then activate Radon and then go do Radon and Godric?
He might. He might. I mean, they both have to kill DTS regardless and get to the capital there. And we do remember that actually NPT did grab the small shield from the twins. So he's going to be using the parry strat on DTS for sure. And it looks like actually NPT going out for that Grafted Scion, like I mentioned, holding on to that for as long as possible. Right now, he did get that huge block. Well, I guess it's not a block necessarily, but he did get a really nice square positioning on the board for that Godric square. And now he's just going to go ahead and maybe start pickpocketing the other easy ones to kind of start blocking off as many bingos as possible.
I wonder if Kat is gonna go do duo first, because you can do duo after Radon, I believe, but I wonder if that's something that he's considering.
And
oh no,
that is why apparently they don't rush Grafted Scion in the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
because of that.
Should we get some audio on MPT side? See what he's thinking.
Sure. Just a second here. Boom, boom. Hold on, I gotta turn up his actual audio.
Well, maybe it's fine now.
Too late. I'm already here.
Okay.
I'm already here. Oh, it's frozen? Hello?
Oh, oh God.
Hello?
I'll let you guys know what's happening. He's on his way. He's about to enter the
What is going on? He's dying?
So he's good on my end, so I think it's just something with you. Try refreshing again. So he's in front of the fog gate and he just buffed himself, and I just got an ad. So give me 1 minute.
What is going on? Why is this so bad? Why is it's loading
maybe
so bad?
Do you want to just go to both of the scenes just so?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
It's just really quiet on his end. Oh, there we go. Okay, I fixed it, guys. It's all good. He's not saying anything.
Okay.
Not yet. Oh, nice damage, though.
Wow, yeah, that was really good. Nice. Okay, so Kata now, as soon as he marks that, Kata's gonna know that he did that. Okay.
Hey, yo, fingerprint shield.
And Kata doesn't look too concerned. He probably expected that anyway, and it looks like he's on his way.
MPT playing in silence. I waited for quite a while there. Nothing.
Oh, that's all right.
It's gamer focus. It's gamer focus.
Gamer focus. Yep. So Kata is in. He's gonna go through. Is he gonna? He's going some weird way here. Is this a way to the through what's his name? Not the
EG,
right? He's not going. No, he's going to EG. Okay.
Yeah, he just went to EG and he's gonna go all the way around, because if you get to EG and you don't have the, I mean, if you go through the academy, it is technically faster, and he does have the academy already unlocked with that the main gate grace. So I don't know why he's going this way, to be honest.
This is so interesting. I want this is what I mean. Like, for me, the only way I know to get to the elevator, the Altis elevator, is the regular way that everyone always goes. But this seems like this worked just fine. I would never think to go this way.
Yeah.
So little tips and tricks like that seem pretty good.
And it looks like that MPT is actually going to be going for the Misbegotten, by the way. He's going for Misbegotten Duo. He's going to have to cross this bridge now to get in, which, by the way, is a pain in the neck if you don't know how to do it. But I'm assuming
I wonder. So I think it's a good call to do the duo now, personally. But I'm curious why. Maybe he's just getting the grace, actually. Yeah.
So never mind.
Yeah. Just getting the grace. I respect that. I think that's a good call.
Catalyst here actually going for Dectus elevator now, and I think actually MPT doing the same exact thing. Go right behind him. Going to be grabbing that grace, like I mentioned, the main gate grace, into getting to the Dectus elevator here.
Oh, yeah. Then we got some wrong names on that board, Domo.
Oh, we do. Yes, for some reason. Even though I updated everything, but that's fine. Let me just change that real quick.
Must have just not saved.
Yo, Bree's looking absolutely beautiful today with that red shirt and glasses. I don't know when she decided to get glasses, but hey, you know what? Looking fantastic.
CBD looks a lot like Horalu today. Interesting, CBD.
Yeah.
Very interesting choice.
And boom, fixed it. Easy peasy, lemon
Beautiful.
squeezy.
Easy, no problem. No problems, guys.
NPT on his way to the deck this elevator here, and then Catalyst already on the other side.
Okay, so Kata looks like he is gonna do Radon now.
Yeah, but my stream, so my map is actually more updated than the stream is, because Catalyst is in Caelid right now, but on my screen he's actually in Altus. Let me go and update him real quick. Hold on.
That's all right. A couple seconds won't hurt anyone.
Yeah, that's just pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Okay, so MPT has the Radon Grace, and he also has the Godric Great Rune, so he's already ahead on that.
Yeah.
However, he's not gotten Altus yet, but he's on his way. However, Kata doesn't have any Great Runes, but he did get Altus, and he's on his way to Radon right now. I don't know. I mean, they both got a little bit of prep. MPT seems a little bit more ahead.
You know,
but I don't know.
I see actually something that might be insane, and this is something that Catalyst could do here. He goes for the Crucible Knight because he's going for Radon into the Crucible Knight duo, and just sacrifice column 1. You wanna know why? 5 bosses in Caelid, Spirit Ashes, 30 Faith. He gets a lot of money from Radon. Watchdogs are in Caelid. Caelid bosses kind of feed into that. He gets a lot of money for 30 Faith in that as well, and then he can Spirit Ash the Bofa. Bingo. He doesn't even have to go for this line at all. He doesn't have to go for the block. He doesn't have to go for Godfrey. He doesn't have to go for anything. He can just basically make NPT do all the work, and then he can just go for column 5 instead.
Interesting. That would be a really, really crazy play. I wonder if he's thinking that, because he did pick up the Raw Dog, right? Was that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he grabbed the Rot Dog. Yeah, Dog with a Rot.
Interesting.
Rot Dog, Dog with a Rot.
Look at his face. He looks like he's cooking, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he did something like that.
That's just his face.
Oh.
No. I mean, he's always got a little smirk. He's got that. He has like him and Aggie always have like that little smirk when they play. It's like they're always like thinking of something, you know?
Yeah. Kata's face just looks like, oh, I'm so excited to do this right now.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's just like tense but excited tense.
He's excited to be here.
Yeah.
I do wonder like how this Radon fight's gonna go. I think this is still a Stormhawk +4, not 5. He's grabbing the Somber 5 here now. So I don't think it's going to go upgrade until afterwards, but
yeah. So something crazy about this, it like the upgrade damage is sometimes really nice, but I think we saw it Aggie versus MPT last week, or Bushy. It was someone that Aggie went to go upgrade his weapon, and it ended up costing him that square. I believe it was something like that. So as much as it'd be nice to have an upgraded weapon a little more, it's rarely worth it, I think.
Yeah, it was really, really close. And Catalyst is definitely not going for that upgrade, but NPT is. This is getting Catalyst some more time to get that Radon into Misbegotten kill rather than going for the upgrade. And we're going to see Stormhawk here, by the way. I will outdamage the Golden Halberd, most likely, just based on weapon. It's just that good. So we do see Catalyst going here into the arena first.
Okay. Do you think he'll be summoning any of the guys, or?
I would, 100%.
You would?
Oh, 100%.
I feel like if you know the Radon fight, the NPCs just ruin it, especially if you're a speedrunner. I feel like speedrunners often know when to strike, but it looks like he's summoning them, so.
Yeah, well, the reason why you summon is because of Okina. The only reason why is because Okina has Rivers of Blood, and so you get an extra bleed proc off of that specific summon. And they can kind of help guarantee a stagger in phase 1. Rather than having to kind of wait it out and maybe get a stagger in phase 2. Yeah.
So this is the axe is a +4, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then NPT's weapon is a +4 as well.
It's a +5.
No, he +5. Right. Okay.
He just upgraded.
Okay, cool. So they're both upgraded. They're both pretty good weapons. I do like that Halberd a lot. I think it's pretty good. And the Ash of War is obviously very good too. The Golden Vow.
Yeah.
Especially if he'll be summoning and he can buff all of his allies.
Yeah.
That will be very strong.
Good old phase 1.5 here for Catalyst, by the way. Swing his heart out. And NPT now in the fight here. Phase 2 now for Catalyst. He is a little bit he's a little bit behind. I wouldn't say behind, but necessarily the phase 2 being at that health is not the greatest. Because some of the phase 2 attacks can be a little annoying. But there is a stagger here. He's going to get a little bit of bonus damage. Gets that Ash of War off. That's huge. That was a huge stagger. And now here is the transition into the full-on phase 2.5.
Okay, so it looks like he'll kill him before he can get those.
Oh!
Get that move off. Oh no, not the caster curse. I'm sorry.
And again, public apology number 2 from Parky.
Okay, I'm not very superstitious, but like, I'm sorry.
Holy freaking moly!
Guys, please, no one tell him. No one tell him.
And we have MPT
No,
here now on this fight.
Sure, this time for sure.
MPT doing way actually more damage than I expected, by the way, with this Golden Hybrid +5. I think I underestimated a little bit here. Goes into phase 2 here, not 2.5, 2.
A very low health too. That's nice.
Yeah, this is really solid because he still gets the whole transition animation that he can punish freely. So let's see here. This is definitely going to be, I believe, a square for MPT in this case, which is pretty oof. Well, he's going to get to Misbegotten Duo first. That's when.
You think he's going to do that right now?
Yeah, 100%. I would assume so. It would be silly not to. But then again, I don't know. MPT does weird things from time to time. I sometimes understand what he does. So maybe he just goes straight for the capital and just decides not to go for Misbegotten Duo right away. But we'll see. We'll see in just a second here. Catalyst not that far behind, though. He did catch up really quickly here. Already back in phase 2 and way better health status this time as well. And he might get a stagger right when on entry for Radon. So he'll get that stagger straight into the transition on top of that. So he'll have a lot of bonus damage here to work with.
So I think the good thing here, at least, even if he does lose that duo square, if he does end up killing Radon, he needs a Grey Rune anyway. So it's not really like a waste of time completely, right?
Yeah.
Did you just curse him? What did you just say?
Nothing.
Oh my god, Kato's gonna hate us, guys.
And as mentioned, NPT doing something unexpected, which is not duo. Don't know what to do about that. I think he's getting the parry Ash of War here from Bernal, and he's going straight to DTS. I don't think he's going to be doing Misbegotten Duo.
Do you think he... Wait, the parry Ash of War?
Yeah.
Can we get an explanation?
The explanation on
Didn't
the parry?
he get a shield? Didn't he get a parry shield?
Yeah. Well, no, he got a small shield. The small shield... for some reason, like, half the small shields just have no skill on it. So you have to get the parry Ash of War from Bernal to actually put it onto the small shield.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. So some of them just don't have any type of Ash of War on them. So putting... the parry Ash of War will make it pretty much the same or similar to the Buckler. The Buckler is the only shield that has a unique Ash of War, which is the Buckler parry, not just a small parry, which I believe gives it like 2 extra parry frames.
So yeah, I mean, the Crucible, Misbegotten Duo, definitely individually those 2 bosses are great to parry. But I will also say, out of a lot of duo fights, I think that one is one of the most fair. Like, if Leonine is still alive by the time Crucible comes in, Crucible kind of takes forever to walk over to you anyway, as long as you keep Leonine away. So pretty good duo fight, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, if you can parry them nicely, then GG's.
Okay, here we go. Catalyst, 1 hit left. Okay, I should have. Okay.
Domo.
Okay.
Domo,
So, anyways, duo time.
Oh my gosh, it's real. The caster curse is real. Domo, never say anything again. You can't. That's crazy. Oh my god, maybe I am superstitious starting now.
So
wow, that is insane. Kat is like, what's going on? I've never been this bad at Radon. What's going on, guys? Something weird is happening.
You know, maybe NPT screws up too. Maybe he like goofs up a parry on Crucible Night. Which makes sense that he went for the parry, by the way, on the small shield before DTS, because you can parry Crucible and it makes that fight infinitely easier. So I'm assuming that's what he's going for.
Beautiful damage on Misbegotten Warrior there.
Yep. Nice parry. Very, very nice.
Yeah, clean. I'm a little behind.
Let me go ahead and bring some sound in real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't freeze this time.
Come on.
He did say, "Come on," when we.
Come on.
I think he feels a little under time
what
pressure.
The actual...
I think he feels a little bit under time pressure. I think he thinks that Catalyst is like right behind him, when in reality, Catalyst actually just died to Radahn again.
Yep, there's the mind games again, right?
Yep, that's when you don't know what's going on, but you're hoping you're currently in the lead. He should get this block. This block's will be huge for Catalyst because this block also, I think, blocks every single bingo besides... blocks every single bingo.
Right, and MPT does have a little more setup from what I remember. So it kind of seems like he might, like, get some more squares a little quicker as long as everything goes according to plan.
Ah!
Yeah, this fight's looking pretty good.
Nice rolls, nice rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that roll actually made me nervous.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a late roll there, but
Okay.
still gets it. This just needs one more R2 here. There it is. Very nice.
Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. Kata's, I feel like he's probably expecting it at that point. Oh. He looks a little mad. Do you have any words on Kata? I don't know if he's talking, but he just said something.
Probably just dropped the F-bomb or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he died again?
It was 1-8. Dude, Radahn actually 1 pixel of health. Oh, wow. Very, very unfortunate,
man.
dude.
I would be furious.
That hurts. That hurts so bad.
I'd be furious.
Oh, we got
right
the
now.
duo. Nice.
No, that really sucks, dude. That really sucks. I mean, to be fair, that looked like there was no red in that health bar. I don't know what happened. Someone paid him off. I'm not
If
sure.
I had an FP
Very
flask,
weird.
I would have had more damage. If I don't know,
so
I
what
just don't
is,
know what to say, dude.
MPT doing?
I just don't know what to say.
He doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, I'm. It's over.
He's really saying it's over, so I don't know.
Oh, are you listening to them?
Yeah, I was hearing him. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear. I didn't know.
Oh no, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know why. For some reason, when I pop out the thing to make sound, for some reason it's not on your end. I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
sorry if I spoke over that, guys. I'm gonna have
No!
the stream open. Let me know if you're gonna unmute them so I can know to unmute
that.
them.
Yeah, no worries. I thought you could hear it too. That's my bad.
What did he say? He just
Is just like, yep, you got duo. I don't know what to do. It's over. That's pretty much.
And it's not over till it's over, Kata. It's not over till it's over, guys. I see often people saying, not just this game but games in general, like, oh no, that just costs them the game. Guys, it is not over until it's over, and that is just like the truest thing ever. Things could go wrong, bad RNG could happen, Kata can catch up. Like, it's not over till it's over. Yeah, still an hour left. There's a lot of game left, so
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, I've seen it too, where
mhm.
in this case, it is 5-5, by the way. So it's not like it's 2-7. It's not, you know, in any way like a huge square deficit. Like, Catalyst still has a huge board presence. He does die again to Radahn. I didn't say anything this time. But in this case, he just honestly should just pivot, I think. Go for the earlier
at
squares.
this point, yeah, he's just in his head at this point, which is, it happens and it's understandable.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating and it just happens. And he is pivoting, which is good. He needs a little bit of a reset.
Honestly, Catalyst should go for that Spirit Ashes thing. He does have the Rot Dog. He should go ahead, get Bofa, get that square, maybe go for a good old 3 Crucible Knights or something, 2 Crystalline Bosses, build up some confidence back up into the match, and then go back into like more difficult squares, you know?
Yeah. It looks like he's pivoting. I would say maybe the Crucible Knight's not a bad one, because then he could maybe snipe that from MPT, but just because MPT already has one now. I'm not sure. I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah. I think honestly in this case, NPT is eyeballing that 5 bosses in Kaled. I think he's looking at column 5 at this point.
Oh yeah.
He already killed the Erdtree. He killed
Yes,
Misbegotten Duo.
yeah.
He killed Radon. So he already has 3. Going for Knight's Calf Cheese here, that's 4. He gets the money also for either 30 Faith or 30 Intelligence. In this case, 30 Faith because he'll have enough money, which he's pumping it all into Intelligence. What the actual hell?
Wow.
I'm confused.
Maybe he's going. He wouldn't go row 4, right? That one, like Ryker's Great Rune and Sewer Moog.
I would force column 5 in this case personally, but maybe column 4 or column 1 is just easier because you have Tree Sentinel Duo and Godfrey, and in this case, capital access is on his side most likely, or he thinks he has got capital access prior to Catalyst, because he does have 2 remembrances. He did get Godric, he did get Radon, and he's assuming that Catalyst doesn't have both as well, so he can just go ahead and finish column 1 more safely. So.
Yeah, I mean, column 1 doesn't look that bad at all. I'm curious though if he just might have not seen column 5 and in bingo, you just kind of have to commit sometimes. Like you can't really go back and forth. Like, oh, should I do this one? Should I do this one? Like sometimes you just have to commit. And it looks like that's what he was doing.
He died again. What is he? NPT jumping off the bridge twice, maybe in solidarity to Catalyst here, feeling bad for all those bad caster curses, just dying a couple times.
It's the sacrifice NPT is giving for paying off for Don.
Yeah, it was like, hey, you know what? You take a couple of these, you know.
Oh, and he just gives up on the cheese. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. He's like, I don't need the money that bad. Let's just get out of here. He looks like, I wonder if he's gonna go do the Hero's Grave or the Tree Sentinel Duo. Okay, someone like NPT feels like they're probably relatively comfortable with that boss.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll see what he'll do. They're not that bad in my opinion. The one has the torch, so it's like kind of not so bad at all.
Yeah, the torch one's really, really easy for sure.
Yeah, and here's Kato with the Spirit Ash only. Bofa.
The good old rot dog with a rot. Can I get some butter dogs in chat? Any butter dogs?
Butter dogs? What is butter dog?
Oh, you don't know about the short video? It's like butter dog with a butter, and it's like a dude pointing at a dog, and the dog has like a piece of butter on his head. It's just butter dog with a butter.
Is that where that originates?
Yeah, that's the original video, and so we've been saying rot dog with a rot.
Yeah, I know the meme. I never knew it came from there. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Good old butter dogs.
Good old butter dogs.
It's my favorite video. It's so wholesome because the dog looks happy with butter on his head.
So it looks like, Bofa is rotted and Kata is just running. Kata's like, I'm not taking any chances. Do not get near me.
Yeah.
Kata's like, someone put a curse on me. I am not even approaching Bofa here. He will explode and kill me somehow. So I absolutely respect the approach he's taking.
Bofa just drinks an explosive physic and just explodes near Catalyst for some reason.
Yeah. Dude, that's like Gideon. Oh my god. Gideon, you are like, he's one shot away and then he just explodes on you and then you die.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool.
Oh, you just sneezed. Oh, that's cool, man. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Sneezed a bunch of knowledge on my face and I'm dead. But he does get the block here, which is really, really good for Catalyst. I think this is at least going to feel good for him to get a nice block on column 5, maybe regain some confidence to go for some other squares that maybe are a bit more difficult. I think going for that Hero's Grave is a good move if that's what he's thinking of doing, or if he's going for Tree Sentinel Duo here, which would be not as good because it's already going to be dead by the time he gets there.
MPT looks like he already beat the first Tree Sentinel, is that right?
No, I think this is the first one. He just pulled it to the other side.
Oh, the other guy's just on the bridge, unaware of what's going on.
Yeah, because for duo, just to make it a little bit easier, you want to pull one of them over to the side of the other gate because it's flat. It's not that weird elevated type of ramp that you have to deal with. And also just like having them separate, obviously, just makes it easier because they don't have to deal with two at the same time.
And he does the harder one first, which is a good idea.
Yeah.
What's unfortunate for Kata here is that block would be really, really incredible if NPT had put his money into Faith, which maybe is why he didn't put his money into Faith. I mean, I don't know if he could have predicted that Kata was going to do the Spirit Ash only. That's kind of like a random square to do. But if he did predict that, and if that's why he put his money into intelligence instead, I would be impressed.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, it's a good move that he did that. Obviously, at this point.
I think he did see column 1, and he probably thinks that he's got priority on it, which he does.
Yeah.
I do think that he just saw that as a safer option of being like, okay, you know what? I think I've got column 1 pretty much on lock. I have Altus access. I've killed Radon and Godric. Yep. I have priority on capital. I might as well just go ahead and commit to that one instead of maybe just hoping that I have advantage on column 5, which I think is fair. And it looks like that he is going for that Hero's Grave now, which I believe he might be going for the Red Wolf one, which I believe Catalyst is going for as well, by the way. So this is going to be a huge Catalyst block.
Oh, that would be really, really good for him if he pulled that one off.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. Do you want to pull up the map so we can see?
Sure. Yeah, don't mind if you don't have to say nothing. Just say map time. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Map time here. So
beautiful.
Good old map. I think they're both going for it here. So you're going to go into Mount Gelmir, and there's going to be right around here, this building, right here. This is the Hero's Grave with the Red Wolf, for anyone that's curious. So you go up you go up this bridge here, you go up the ladder, you go up here, and instead of taking the bridge across, which is where the merchant is, by the way, for anyone that's been watching the randomizer races and was always like, yo, Mount Gelmir merchant always has the great runes. It's right here. Instead of going across that bridge, you just go past that, you go up the hill a little bit, and then there's going to be a Hero's Grave instead with the Red Wolf, with the chariots. If you remember Season 1, Josh sadly dying to chariots, I think about 6 times, 7 times.
Oh, yeah.
That's this one.
It's a chariot one? Dude, those are... Unless they know something I don't, those are the worst. I would rather prefer to do the Black Knife Assassin one than the chariot ones.
Yeah, I would rather do the chariot one. Like, once you figure it out and kind of understand how to go about it, you can just jump on the chariot. Or even if you have quick step, going through the lava is even faster. But they're really, really, like, right behind each other. So this is going to be very interesting. NPT on the ladder first here. Catalyst kind of parking his own car right onto the same angle. So they're both exactly on the same spot right now. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this is going to turn out. Who's going to get there first?
Yeah. So something that I think might be interesting is, you know, like when you're fighting an enemy or something, for example, the chariot, which I don't know if the chariots work like this. I don't quite remember, but like, you know, when sometimes you're like, okay, should I go immediately or should I wait for them to go through one time and then take the safe path? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's relevant here. Do you know, do the chariots come a little later, or are they automatically just there?
They're always the same. There is going to be one. So the way you do it for the second chariot, if you want to jump onto the chariot and take the ride all the way down to the lava, to the door, is you have it come up from the left side. It will stop.
Okay.
It will go down. Don't jump off. It will go down. And then once it comes back, it will literally park itself right in front of you. You get to just drop down, land on it. As soon as you land on it, it'll turn around and go back down.
It parks in your harbor, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. And it looks like they're both actually at the Hero's Grave, but now Catalyst is ahead. By like
So MPT did grab a couple of graces. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, I didn't
But it's
know.
a time where the safe path is maybe not the vibe here. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, this is where player knowledge is going to be huge. Who has better knowledge on this Hero's Grave specifically? This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream when NPT was saying, I don't know. I know main bosses, right? Or at the beginning of Bingo anyways when he first started. I know main bosses. I don't know side bosses. And that also includes knowledge of catacombs, how they're functioning, how to activate them, Hero's Graves, how to get through them. This is like very niche player knowledge to be like, okay, I know exactly what this Hero Grave does. I know exactly where to go. I know where to drop down. And we'll see which one of them actually knows how to not solve this puzzle necessarily, but get through it the quickest.
So is this one ended by Red Wolf?
Yes. Yes.
Is that the final boss here? Okay, cool. So I've never done this one. I don't even know what is in this Hero Grave, but Kata looks like he's a little bit ahead, right?
Catalyst is going to be taking the lava route, not the chariot route. So he's going to go down here and he's going to start just walking through the lava, possibly back hopping through the lava. And an NPT is doing the same exact thing. He's going to be going through the lava route here, but he doesn't get all the way down. Oh, these streams are lagging again for some reason. I don't know what's going on today. It's horrendous, absolutely horrendous.
Everyone's got some curses today.
There we go.
Kata is ahead by a significant amount if the fights go No.
So Elden Ring. If you guys have ever played this game, it is pretty enjoyable unless you die to lava.
So what Kata did there was he just waited a little bit too long to heal, like just a little bit too risky. You know, that's just what happens when you play risky. Really, really unfortunate. And I bet you he knows that cost him. I mean,
yeah.
Assuming NPC pulls this off, if he dies, that would be crazy. But he does have a stake America anyway. But I hurt for Kata. That is very, very sad.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate for sure.
Mm.
He could have that would have been an insane block by Catalyst if you got this. But hey, you never know. Things happen all the time.
Wow, that was a crazy little jump over that for NPT. I've never seen the way to dodge that way.
Yeah, the you can always jump over the second swing on the Red Wolf. So sometimes it does the 1 and then 2 and then just the jump attack. The 2 you can always jump.
Yeah, Domo, do you want to be ready to show Kata's audio if
Oh, you want to hear him rage now?
Well, just to hear what's on his mind.
Okay.
Oh my god, I don't know. I don't want to hear him rage.
Too late. I pulled up.
Well, it's done.
Yep. He just says it's done. Which honestly is fair. He doesn't have Godric. He doesn't have Radon. He's got nothing. He's got nothing to really...
I lost because I wasn't blocking. Well, I lost because...
No, but you know what though? I know, I understand
of many
that
reasons,
emotion. I understand it, but
yeah.
like, as hard as it is, like it's really not over till it's over. Kata, come on, you can do something here. Like, it's only 1 hour 18.
Well, I lost because of Radon,
like,
mainly.
40 minutes. I mean, it's not like looking super great, but it's really like you really can't completely give up or lose hope this early. You know, it's just the nature of bingo. Like, I mean, if he got that square, that would have been crazy for him. And people were saying it was over like after Radon. So it just goes to show like it's really not over. It's really not over, guys. Let him cook, all right? I just really hope it doesn't lose hope here.
Nah, it's over.
I'm
sorry.
No, it's not over.
I have to agree. I have to agree. In this case,
No.
it is Jover.
It's not Jover. It's not
fullest.
Jover until we see the credits. It's not.
It's Jover in the fact
No.
that Kata does not have Godric. He does not have Radon. That's already like 10 minutes easy. Then he has to go to Capital. Then he has to kill DTS, and then he has to get to Godfrey on top of that. And
Well,
all
what if
MPT has to
MVP
do is
has
just
a
die like 6-7 times. for
Yeah,
that to
what
even-
if he has like a Radon incident or whatever? What if he has a DTS incident?
I'm just saying.
It's not. What if he has a DTS incident? I don't know. Then what?
Then it's a whole damn miracle at that point. That's
But it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
okay. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we've been watching MPT for the last hour and 20 minutes. He's not screwed up a single time.
Hey, there's a first time for everything, all right?
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying.
I'm on the hope side, guys. I'm on the hope side.
Good old
all right?
hopium copium.
Yeah. Dude, everyone is so negative. Someone needs to have hope for Kata, dude.
I mean, I don't think it's negative. I think it's just being realistic. You know, in this case, he's not even going for Godric or Radon. You know, that's the other thing.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's really tough, especially if you know you don't have capital access. In this case, he's going for Crystallians.
You know, I applaud him for doing something. You know,
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean,
he's not throwing, he's not giving up. He's still doing something. It's okay.
I think it's definitely. I completely understand where Callus is coming from. I mean, you lose the duo square because you died to Radon 4 times, and then you lose the Hero's Grave because you didn't heal fast enough on lava. Those are 2 really big squares that he really, really needed, and he doesn't get either of them. After that, you're pretty much hung out to dry. Like you're screwed.
Yeah.
So that's just tough.
Well, there's NPT with the DTS. She's very, very clean. What I will say is that like lava situation, it's better to happen now than if he was in the finals and to happen in the finals. So, live and
Yeah.
learn. Don't play too risky. You know, people
Yeah.
are gonna lose sometimes. You know, like the Radon was obviously just like, I think that was just a little bit of a weird incident, but I do think like you can learn from all these mistakes. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Cat is obviously a very strong player, and sometimes just bad luck in the air, right? Someone cursed him. I don't know. That's probably kind of weird. I'm not quite sure what's that about, but
I mean, that's kind of how bingo works. You know, there's a
Mhm.
we've mentioned before. It's a huge learning curve, regardless of how skilled you are at the game. Generally, if you don't play bingo and learn it, it's a whole separate skill. You know.
It totally is. It really, really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Capital skip here from MPT potentially. First try. Nope. Never mind. Yeah, maybe he just screws up capital skip for the next 40 minutes.
Maybe. Let's see. So he's on his way to kill Goldfree. Okay. I mean, yeah, he's pretty close to Goldfree. I wonder if he'll try it again. No, he's just gonna say nope.
Yeah, he's gonna go the long way
now.
around just in case, because he doesn't know.
fair
He doesn't
enough.
know if Catalyst is already on his way or not. You know, just to play it safe. You might as well.
Yeah, I respect that. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to know when to quit, when to just do the safe route.
And sometimes you just know when it's Jover, and that's okay too.
I do think though, as much as we can say that it's over, I think that there is a good thing about playing till the end, and at least Kat is working on something. At least he's doing something. Giving up early is just not the vibe. So good for Kata for still pushing through.
No, 100%. I think even if you still if you know that you're losing, which I've been in that position many times, still playing it out, because then you learn some other squares. Or even some other synergies that you maybe didn't realize until you were losing. You're like, yeah, well, I might as well just go for this. And then you realize new things on the board, because winning isn't in your, in the back of your head anymore. It's just, trying to figure out the rest of the board and be like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you live and you learn. I was gonna say, if Kata had gotten that grave, MPT would have lived and learned not to know to get many safe graces, but unfortunately, they worked out for him, which is not unfortunate. It's good for him that worked out for him, but
unfortunate for
but
Kata.
sometimes you do get those graces and then you lose the square and you're just like, well, I shouldn't have done that, I guess. But it's so hard to know.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I don't know, I'm very much on the side of MPT in this case. I grab graces left and right, just in case something happens.
I do too. Yeah.
In case for some reason my whole map deloads and I fall into the abyss, I want that grace just so I can keep running forward,
Exactly. Yep.
But yeah, it looks like that he might give Radon another shot here on Catalyst's map. He did grab the Crystallian Boss's square, just to block row 1, I guess just to have that off of his mind. And then goes for Radon, a little bit of a redemption arc here for Catalyst.
Yeah, and here's MPT coming on to Goldfree. Goldfree is one of my favorite fights. It's such a clean fight.
Really?
He doesn't really do anything crazy. Yeah, it's nice and easy. You can stagger. It's nothing weird.
I guess.
A nice solid fight.
But do you but when it comes to bosses, is he your favorite boss too? Or?
No, it's just an easy fight. See, I mean, I really like Godfrey, the actual Godfrey. I think that's a really nice and clean fight. If there's any boss that I had to no hit, I think Godfrey would be the one.
That's fair.
It's just it's a fair fight, nothing, they don't do any weird stuff. You can read everything. It's just a nice clean fight.
Yeah. I agree. I think the lore is pretty cool too. Although I feel bad that you kill his son. So I know there's that.
Yeah, the lore. Yeah, I love the lore.
Do you know a lot of lore? Or are you just saying that?
No, I don't. I know that Godric is Ronnie's brother or something, because that's what people were saying when I was doing the cosplay. But
oh, really?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's true. I know Renala's her mom.
Yeah.
I remember people were also saying that when I was fighting her. Okay, and there's MPT with the gold free, and there's the bingo, dude.
GG's to NPT.
Good for him. Very, very clean. Made very few mistakes. A very well-deserved win for MPT. Just a very, very, very clean match on his side. And I mean, we were all questioning his column 1 decision instead of column 5, and I mean, he did the right thing. So good for him.
Yeah. No, 100%, 100%. I'm gonna go ahead and message them real quick, see if they're ready for an interview. Yeah, that was I think a very interesting match. Even though that it started to crumble there in the middle to late game for Catalyst, sadly. I think overall, though, it's a fantastic match to watch. Both of them being very strong in the early game and seeing how much pressure you can build by just making the right choices early on, too.
Yeah.
Because Catalyst had a huge lead early on. I think it was like 5-2 for quite a while.
It was going back and forth for a while, like, for sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's what happens in bingo. You make a mistake and your life is over, so it's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you have to know when to give up. Like, that's something that a lot of people probably struggle with, like, being stubborn. Like, you know, if Kata had switched off for Dawn earlier, that might have also saved him, but, you know, just being a little stubborn with it. Sucks sometimes. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it sucks. I don't know, but sometimes you just have to know when to stop. But there, I mean, he gets it now. Not like it really matters that much anymore, but at least he got him finally.
I think in this case, though, if I'm being honest, like, the stubbornness made sense because he needed Radon, not just for duo, but he also needed for capital access. Like, it was such a pivotal square that he had to go for. Like, there was no other thing that he really, like, was supposed to go for, you know? It was just a tough luck in that case.
Yep.
NPT is ready. I'm gonna bring in NPT real quick. Yo, welcome in, NPT. GG's, good sir.
Hi, congrats, dude.
Hi, thank you.
Very well played, very clean.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah. 1 second, sorry, Parky's really loud.
Oh, I got
I'm
you.
so
No worries.
sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good.
How do you feel about that match?
I was really nervous, because Kata got Millicent, and I was probably like 3 seconds off on that. And then Kata decided to go into Liurnia with me, and that was not exactly what I thought he was gonna do. I thought it was the right play to do it, but I didn't expect both of us to do it. So he got me on memory stones, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't get the lake-facing cliffs for the sorceries. I don't have money. I just spent it on a weapon that apparently I can't even wield. So I need to fix that. And then he got 12 sorceries, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I have to prep for like either Godfrey in the long run or Crucible Knight Misbegotten duo. So went into Altis, killed Radon. I probably should. I don't know. I was debating on killing Radon versus Crucible Misbegotten duo, and yeah, it just so happened that it worked out. So I got rid of that threat, and I was like, okay, now I can start putting pressure of my own. So I was gonna pressure row 1 and column 1, which I did pressure column 1, and column 5 was another one that I was gonna work on. And yeah, he got Spirit Ashes, so my column 5 plan kind of went down the drain. But row 1 was still there until he got the Crystallians at the end. But yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. The diagonal was honestly my first play. The bottom left, top right diagonal, that was my first play. I was like, if I can get the 12 sorceries, I'm in a really, really good spot.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it, and pushed him in the favor big time, and I was like, uh-oh, what do I do now?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Catalyst definitely had the edge on the early game there. Made a lot of great choices, too. I didn't even see him actually go for those 12 sorceries right away, and then we saw you actually prepping it, and I was like, okay, it looks like that MPT's going for that diagonal here, so we might see an early diagonal bingo, and then Catalyst marked it, and I was like, oh, snap. Okay, this guy was actually prepping for it as well. Which made the match way more interesting. And then we had the whole column 5 situation, and I honestly thought that Callus was going to get that first, which he would have. He sadly had a little bit of a Radon incident, where he got that sniped from him. And I was assuming that Callus then might just pivot off and go straight for that column 5, because as you mentioned, like it's a good column.
Yeah.
And then, then you got that square, and that turned really strongly to your favor. Like that Misbegotten Duo square really helped you out a ton, to where you could just start kind of dominating the board and putting pressure on Catalyst in return after that early game.
Yeah, for sure.
Can I just ask? So you said that you didn't want to do column 5 because of the Spirit Ash or something, but I think that the Int or Faith was before the Spirit Ash was on the board. And everyone is wondering why you didn't put your money into Faith instead of Int.
Oh, I see.
Was that just a guess on your part?
Well, no, I liked column 1, to be honest. So I was like, I was gonna go for Godfrey last, and I already had Godric, that square, so I figured it would add more pressure there. I could have done 30 Faith. That would have been a viable option for sure.
I mean, it worked out for you, but we were just curious why you chose that one.
Yeah.
But just so you know, Kata he was ahead of you in that Hero's Grave by a significant amount, and he actually died to the lava, unfortunately. So it was actually a lot closer than it might look on the board. But
yeah,
just some unfortunate deaths, but really well played for both of you.
Yeah. Let me bring in Catalyst here real quick, and we can all discuss together too.
Okay.
Welcome in, Kata. GG's, man.
Hi, nice work, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Good game, Kata.
Yeah, not really, but GG's.
I know it's a little tough. Obviously, we saw it on our end. The Radon incident into the Hero's Grave. Those are two very devastating squares to lose. But I mean, honestly, your early game was fantastic. I think it had some really great routing and some really great square sniping as well. Because in this whole setup, you snagged Millicent away from MPT. You also got Sorceries away from MPT, which were two very big squares, I want to say, because obviously Sorceries being a corner square, but also just taking away that diagonal, which was in the early game NPT's only like line that he could really pursue, and taking all of that away was like a really strong start to the whole match. So I just want to say, GG's on that for sure. Like recognizing that line.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you made some really, really smart choices, and I mean, you guys were so even. And like I was just telling MPT, you had almost sniped him a couple times, so it was a lot closer than it looks. And just some really unfortunate deaths. Like I could have sworn Radon was dead a couple of times, dude. I'm right there with you. I don't know how that one.
I mean, he was the summons finished him once. It's just I died way too early, so he didn't count.
Is that what it was? Oh my god.
Yeah, one of them.
Just so unlucky, dude.
Wow.
It's just the nature of bingo. It just happens like that. But it was a good game for both of you.
Rewatch that.
Yeah, I think I lost like good 10 to 15 minutes on Radon, something like that.
The lava kill also hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you could block in the lava, right? Like, if I got that square, it definitely was a game still, but I didn't realize that you could block the lava, so that's just, the lack of my knowledge, so that's fine. Like, I'm happy to learn, but the Radon stuff was just, there's no excuse, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was definitely tough. If you did get the block on, the Hero's Grave, what was your next move? Was it just getting capital access after that, going for Radon and Godric? Because I don't know if NPT knew, but in your case, you didn't have Godric or Radahn. You didn't have any remembrances or great runes to really work off of, or would you have just started trying to grab all the free squares that you could before you had to go to Capital, just to maybe push more of a majority match?
Yeah, it would have been really rough to win from that position anyways, because MPT was ahead on bosses in Kaled, MPT was ahead on Crucible Knights. I think the best play there pretty much would have been to just try to pick off some of the easier squares. Like I had Crystallion set up, right? So that's probably what I would have done. And then just, yeah, try to see if I can like do Watchdogs or something.
Yeah. 100%. If you would have gotten the duo square, by the way, were you possibly considering column 5, or were you still kind of eyeballing row 2?
No, it was probably gonna be a play for column 5. Because I knew that he had Godric and I didn't, right?
Yeah.
So, and I was assuming that he was going for Radahn, and if I got the duo first, he probably just would have killed Radahn and then went straight to Godfrey. So I would have probably tried to start working on column 5, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Anything that you two want to ask each other? Any specific questions that came up, during the match that you want to ask each other?
From my side, nothing in particular at the moment. I'm sure I'll rewatch the game when I have time, and then maybe I'll talk to Tom then.
Okay. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, one thing was that you got Millicent from me like a couple seconds before me. Which I'm gonna blame the Agil RNG, honestly, on that. But you also went into Liurnia. Why did you decide to go into Liurnia after Millicent? Because I was a little surprised that you actually that you decided to do that. It was a play that I wanted to do too, but I didn't think you were gonna do the same thing as me.
Well, I mean, the center square was, it was really, really valuable. So
Sure.
that was something that I wanted to start working towards. And then when you got that, like I picked up 2 of the keys. I had the Celia key and the Academy key.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I have to pivot to Memory Stones probably, because that's
Wait, so
obviously you're working towards that as well when you're in there.
how many memory stones did you have when I got imbued sword keys?
I don't remember.
I'll have to watch, because I'm surprised you were able to. Well, maybe did you go to round table before like the memory stone stuff?
No.
Okay, I don't know how you beat me to it. I like beelined everything for memory stones. I'm surprised.
Well, I guess I was just faster, dude.
I guess so, man. I guess so. Crazy.
One thing that we've noticed, actually, MPT, which I didn't end up hurting you at all here, but you took a lot of safety graces that Kata didn't. And so a lot of, maybe not a lot, maybe 1 or 2 squares that Kata was ahead on a couple things just because you took the safety graces. I think that's why he won Millicent.
Yeah.
No, he didn't get Millicent. Yeah, right?
Yeah, Catalyst got to Millicent
about?
like a couple seconds sooner, because he actually didn't sit down at the Celia Tunnel Grace, but NPT did to get rid of that teleporting debuff.
So then how did?
I'm pretty sure I said as well.
So then how did he teleport out of Kaled?
I don't know. Actually, maybe we have to rewatch that then, because there's definitely something that.
Nah, I did rest there because I didn't want Melina to show up later.
Did you get the Grace by O'Neill?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just got there before me because he killed Torrent. He killed the boss with Torrent quicker than I killed Agil. But
Yeah.
I was close. I was like closer because I was killing Agil, but he gained the time because my Agil fight wasn't done.
Yeah, it was mostly the hero grave that you took a lot, which you were ahead of him at first, and then you took the graces, and then he was ahead of you. And then unfortunately Kata lost that to the lava, but
I see.
yeah,
Well, I took that grace for the Somber 6.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
I guess I could have gotten a Somber 6 in the capital. I don't know. It's
potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, GG's to both of you guys.